皆さん、空の中に、なぜ空の中にいるよ。ちょっと、皆さん、こんにちは、こんばんは、おはようございます。そちらの天気はどうですか？こちらの天気はいいですよ。今日はゲームをしています。ゲームの名前は428渋谷スクランブル。Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. How are you all today? I hope the weather there is good for you. Today, we're going to be playing a game called 428 Shibuya Scramble. Honestly, I did my Japanese studies earlier, and after I wrapped up my lessons for today, I was like, I want to play a game. I want to play a game, and I want to play it with chat. So today we're going to be playing a game called 428 Shibuya Scramble. I know nothing about this game other than the fact that it uses real actors for it. It came out a couple years ago and was released by Spike Chunsoft. Spike Chunsoft is well known for releasing games like Danganronpa, as well as the recent releases of the Steins Gate series, among other games. So we're gonna get into this and figure out what the hell's going on. I cannot play with the controller. I've been trying to get the controller to work. You'll notice that our first save here, because we only fired this up once, and I honestly didn't do anything with it. There is 0 playtime, 0 ends, 0 bad. I have no idea what 0 bad is. So we're just gonna start. All I know about this game is something to do with Shibuya and the real actors. The story is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents either are products of the author's imagination or are used fictionally. How you doing, Scoper? I hope you're okay. I've been flashbanged. Oh. Ooh, what? Nanda? これはなんだ？東京ですか？東京は最高ですよな。鳴海この高佐山のゆと中村。Ooh, I'm pretty sure that... No, I don't think that's Shinjuku. Fumio Kirigami, Takuji Oyama. Oh, I've been in that building. Hey, look, there's Shibuya. The Shibuya Scramble. Jun Sakuro, Jack Woodyard, and Ryoko Kobayashi. God, it's been ages since I've been to Shibuya Scramble. Shibuya Scramble はかっこいいですよな。雪の祈りキッチン。It reminds me a bit of Times Square. ニューヨークのタイムスクエアはニューヨークのタイムスクエアはちょっと小さいですよ。Compared to the world doesn't change so easy. Compared to Shibuya Scramble, I don't know, Times Square seems a bit smaller. Sakam Moiri Miki Nakaokan Ayumu Yono Ino Twins Japan and Masaru. You know, I wish I could turn off the ads so badly for Twitch. I love having the interactivity on Twitch, but the one thing I hate about Twitch more than anything is the ads. The ads are literally... 新宿区オフィスビル立てこもり事件の速報です。新宿6丁目のオフィスビルに目出し帽をかぶった40歳前後とみられる男が従業員数人を人質に取り立てこもりました。なんだ？その後数時間経った今も男は Kidnapping? Nanda?
によりますと、立てこもっている男は北島という男である可能性が高いとのことです。その男は以前からこのビル内のある企業との
I've been deceived.
金銭上のトラブルが絶えなかったということです。今回の立てこもりはそのトラブルに端を発したものではないかと見方が強まっています。
なんだこれは。Is that a gun? Oh! No! Gun janai. There's a specific word for gun. I can't remember what the word is. We've seen it when we've read about the hunting articles regarding the bears that have been in Japan. Shibuya's story is yours to tell. That's good to know. Shibuya 7年前から渋谷へ行きました。渋谷は最高ですよ。You play through the game. Various mechanics will be explained. Oh, I know what that icon is. That's oh, that's right. I can't move my mouse. That icon that's next to guide is used for like learner's permit for drivers. Before 28, you follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. The decisions impact their experiences as you read the story. What does the day hold in store? Their fate is in your hands. Hopefully, you can see them all through to the end. To start, you have two characters, Shinya Kano and Achi Endo. So, この人は Shinya 君。この人は Achi さん。Kano's story. Kano-san, Achi-san, Shinya Kano-san. 行くぞ。Just 2 more minutes to go. Shinya Kano noted the time again on his watch, scowling at the slow creep of the second hand. The time was 9:58 a.m. Furrows of consternation creased his forehead. I always forget that consternation is a word in comparison to concentration. He wasn't nervous, but he knew better than to expect everything to go smoothly. Keeping a level head was proving rather difficult. There was no room for failure. Lives were on the line here. What is his role? Indeed. He eyed his surroundings. Yeah, if there's one thing I could remove from Twitch, simply because I'm affiliate, and I know I got these because I am affiliate, and the only reason I got these is because I wanted the interactivity. I didn't want the ads, I wanted the interactivity. Throw things at me, damn you! Like that. I want people to do shit like that to me. I didn't care about the fucking ads. No, I want people to throw things at me. Yes, like that. But instead they gave me ads. Was the perp really going to show up? Come on. When? Where would he be coming from? How would he make his approach? There's Shibuya Scramble. Shibuya Scramble was as packed as ever. A throng of people crossing this way and that, blissfully unaware of the dozens of detectives hidden in its midst. Alright, another minute and a half. Kano glanced down at his watch yet again. A mere 30 seconds had passed. Oh, I fucking hate when time is like that. Detective Kano had been with the enforcement arm of Shibuya's criminal affairs section for a year now, but he'd never been part of an operation this big before. Hey, Hachiko-san! Hachiko-san wa kawaii yo! He eyed the young woman standing beside the statue up ahead. She was small enough to get lost in the crowd, and she carried a nondescript attaché case. Hitomi Osawa, age 19. The attaché case in her hand contained a full 50 million in yet. Oh shit, 50 million yen in cash. Holy shit. Yesterday, her twin sister Maria had been kidnapped. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, Sanchu-san. お元気ですか？今日はゲームをしています。このゲームの名前は428渋谷スクランブル。The fuck you doing? I'm playing a game. You got a problem with that? I'll fight you. I'll fight everyone. Fight the world. This is my life. I'll live it my way, damn it. But Maria had been kidnapped. This was the ransom payment. The culprit had called Hitomi last night at home, referring to her by name and telling her to wait by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya. We still need to watch that Hachiko movie. We still need to watch the Hachiko movie. Up. Okay, just had to make sure of something. It was almost time, but nothing. How you doing, Sabam? Sanchu-san, o genki desu ka? It was almost time, but nothing. Kano was staring fixedly at the second hand on his watch when a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk were just loud enough for him to hear. Genki da yo. それは何よりです。よかった。俺も元気だよ。Doing good. How about you? I'm doing good. Let's see. How do I say earlier? 早い。俺の英語の練習をしていました。たくさん学生たちを来ました。早めに英語の授業を教えてました。I think that's right. 朝早くいいえ。はい、朝早くです。朝早くから夜じゃない。Let me think. 朝昼から朝早くから朝昼早くまでに英語の授業をしていました。わかりましたか？ There's a firefly in my room. Ooh, that's pretty lit. Fireflies are nice. Click left while reading is active to autoplay function. I don't... Stop it! Get out of here! Get out of here! No! Advance! Stop telling me to autoplay! Thank you. Come on, Kano. Quit looking at your watch so much. What if the kidnapper sees you? Kano tried to look nonchalant as he lifted his eyes, but the scruffy character continued. You're too nervous. Just relax already. You're the one acting suspicious, Sasayama. Kano frowned. Why would some homeless guy be talking to me? Yuji Sasayama. Ooh. Sasayama was the senior officer of the Shibuya Precinct Criminal Affairs Division, 5 years older than Kano. So, Hiru Hayaku wa early afternoon. それはいいですか? Some words and phrases. Okay, so I gotta press tab. Stop it. Get out of here. Go away. Official name, Shibuya Central Precinct. Responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people in 32. Holy shit. Including Uehara, Ugui, Sudanicho, Udagawacho, Ibisu. Oh, I know Ibisu. Ibisu Nishi, which I believe Ibisu Nishi should be West Ibisu. God damn it. Ibisu Suminami. Wait, no, Ibisu Minami, which I believe is south. Ibisu Minami is south. The southern Ibisu, Oyamacho, Kamiyamacho, Sakura Gaokocho, Ibisu Minami. Hi, Ibisu Minami. This game is about... I can't really explain the game much because I don't know anything about the game. I bought it a long time ago, but I haven't played it. It is about police. 420. It happens in Ibisu. That's all I know, and it uses real-life actors for it. Ibisu Minami wa Minami Ibisu desu ka? Ibisu Minami wa South Ibisu desu yo. Sakura Gaoko, Criminal Patrol. Yeah, Crime Patrol. Jinan, Sendagaya. Oh, I know about Sendagaya. Daikan Yamacho, Dogenzaka. I know Dogenzaka. Tomigawa, Nanpei Daicho, Nishihara. I know Nishihara. Hatagaya, Hachiyamacho, Holy crap, that's a lot. Hatsudai, Higashi. There's just an area called East? There's just an area called East. Ah, naze. Hiru, Honmachi, Maruyamacho, Moto Yoyogi-cho. I know about Yoyogi and Yoyogi-cho. Yoyogi and Yoyogi Kamizono-cho. That is... Jesus Christ. Is that all 32? You always went a little overboard with the disguises. Claimed it was all part of the job. A word around the station was that he just liked playing dress up. You know what? I respect the man. Hey, pal. There's a change. Sasayama lurched to his feet and shuffled close to Kano. Hey, knock that off! Bending leap apart, Sasayama reeked pretty badly. Jesus Christ, what did he do? Well, it's a suspicious now, huh? He clung to Kano with mock camaraderie, despite the younger man's attempt to pull away. Come on, Sasayama, cut it out! Sasayama's blithe confidence rattled Kano's nerves. Sasayama-kun wa kakkoi yo. Of course, there was good reason for that confidence. Ah! I know this, I've been inside this before. I went inside this a couple years ago. Kono densha no kuruma wa furui desu. This was Kano and Sasayama's jurisdiction, but they were positioned at a good distance from where the handoff was to take place. A particular region over which an organization or a member thereof has control or authority refers here to the area under the jurisdiction of various police precincts. The Metropolitan Police Department, at the pinnacle of Tokyo's police hierarchy, has vastly more authority than the local precincts, but since many officers wind up needing to work with both, the outright rivalry between the two isn't as notable as TV dramas make it out to be. Interesting. The statue of Hachiko. When two or more tips, okay, I get it. We know was surrounded by elite investigators from HQ. Now, we know about the story of Hachiko. Hachiko is about the dog who would wait for his owner, even after he died. Bronze statue of a dog erected in 1934. The dog was famous for loyally waiting for his absent master. Well known as a meetup spot outside of Shibuya Station. Other popular meetup spots at the station are the distinct car for the original Tokyu 5000, Tokyu Gosen series, commonly known as the Green Frog, Green Kairi, Midori Kairi, and the Moyai statue at the west entrance. Refers to HQ headquarters. Let's see, for managing 101 precincts. Do not give me all 101 precincts! Precincts! In the city, Japan's largest police organization. In addition to performing policing Tokyo, has various other duties, authorities, and maintaining public order in the capitals. 明日は日本語が勉強している。Tomorrow we'll be continuing our Japanese saves, but today I just really want to play a game. Kano and his partner were just there to provide backup if the kidnapper attempted to flee. Look, just try to relax, we'll be fine. Sasayama gave him a wink. A moment later, the radio squawked in Kano's ear. Alright everyone, it's time. Keep your eyes open. The voice coming through the earpiece was Koji Kuze, HQ's operations director. The individual responsible for directing the investigation in the event of a serious crime. The task force is set up. The operations director is the one who assumes command. TV dramas and other fictional accounts often feature some young prodigy from MPD as operations director, but in reality, the position usually goes to the proven veteran. That makes a lot of sense. So last year, he'd been the Shibuya precinct's head detective and Kano's supervisor. Don't know when the perp is going to make contact. Don't let your guard down. Kuze's low, gravelly voice echoed in Kano's ear. Okay, so I need to go lower and gravelier. Oh my god, his fucking face! Sasayama's face! You don't sound too worried, Kuze. Kano winced at Sasayama's word. How could the man be so nonchalant? The appointed time had come and gone. Something should be happening. Whap! Kano smacked himself in the thigh to release a little tension. The sound was louder than he'd intended, though the suit hid his muscular physique, did little to dampen the noise. He needed to stay focused. He might be called to action at any moment. The department handled abduction cases according to a certain standard investigation procedure. Was it an attempt to extort money, or was the motive something personal? Totomatte kudasai. Mizu wo nonde imasu.寒いですよな。おいしい. The answer to that question determined how they deal with the criminal. Based on the investigation team's initial findings this time around, they probably weren't dealing with a professional kidnapper. Still, in all likelihood, it was someone with quite a long rap sheet. Probably someone who knew the family. But so far, they had few leads on who might bear such a grudge. The investigation so unclear, the plan was to apprehend whoever came, make the handoff on site. If the culprit ran with the money, there'd be no guarantee of the hostage's well-being. Still nothing. Sasayama muttered. There he is! He's here! Jose broke in, his voice spiking into excitement. Excited chirp. Vocal quirk. Whenever he gets overly flustered, excited, panic, he slips into a childish register, prone to babbling and pitching his voice. Oh boy. Subject is a young male in his 20s, wearing a bandana and an orange hoodie. Kuze, normally calm and stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. It only happened when he got particularly worked up. Kano and Sasayama steeled themselves. They could see the subject now. A 20-something male nonchalantly approached Hitomi to talk to her. Alright, people. You're ready to grab the guy. Kuze was stationed in the mobile command center, not far from the intersection, keeping tabs on the situation via video surveillance from the camera team. The young man started speaking enthusiastic to Hitomi. The detective watched uncertain. Was this really the kidnapper? I don't think this is him. Will not impact you or any of the other protagonists. Okay. I don't think it's him. Joe wasn't still entirely clear. You need to get a better look at things. The newcomer had a bundle of letter-sized papers, which he showed to Hitomi as he went on talking. He tried to hand her one of the papers, but she pointedly ignored him. Undeterred, the man kept trying to foist it off on her. Hitomi refused to respond, becoming as motionless as the statue of Hachiko behind her. Until finally, the man gave up and walked away. I knew it! Guess it wasn't him. Anna felt the tension of the moment linger in his spine. I must have been hitting on her. Oh, we don't... Succeeding at meeting someone on the fly like this takes a special knack. Looks are also important. Sometimes, of course, the person's trying to get your attention out of nowhere or is trying to make a sales pitch for a product. At first glance, it isn't easy. That's not at all what hitting on her means. Hitting on her is essentially flirting. ちょっと待ってください。寒いですよ。エアコンは強いです。エアコンは強いです。な。She looks like Naomi Misora. I think, wasn't she listed earlier, Naomi Misora? Hold on. ちょっと待って。I need to check. I'm pretty sure she was. There was a lot of names earlier. Shibuya 428. Shibuya Scramble. Naomi Misora. Oh wait, no. This woman is... The person you're talking about is the character. I thought you meant it was an actor. I thought you were talking about an actor. I mean, she is pretty cute and all. You had a point. I'm pretty sure I heard the name Naomi, though. Though, of course, something in Sasayama's voice made Kano brace himself. She's got nothing on my Mi-chan. Mi-chan was Sasayama's wife. They'd gotten married just last month. Ah, good man. Let me tell you, Kano, married life is the best. You gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. This was Sasayama's favorite topic lately. Kano was getting more and more fed up with it. He's like, come on, man. Sasayama, come on, just knock it off, okay? The phrase had become a common refrain of his defense department partnered them. Fine. Talk about your girlfriend then. Huh? Now? You can't be serious. Sayama leaned in close again. What's she like? We're not having this conversation. Kano muttered, looking away. Oh, come on. Sayama set his hand on Kano's chest, still playing the homeless troublemaker. Show me your phone. Let me see your look. Let me see your lock screen. Huh? Sasayama pawned for the phone. Got a pic of your girl on your lock screen. Yeah? I do not! But he did. It was scary how on the mark Sasayama's instincts were. Hey, cut it out. We're in the middle of investigation. I am investigating. He chuckled as he plucked the phone from Kano's pocket. His face scrunched up with astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. What the hell is this? It's not... Ain't that Masami Nagahama? A national star she tends to play the heroine on national morning soap operas or in national historical dramas. Songs have been a series of national hits, and she's even slated to host the year-end national singing competition program. Everything about her is national. I can see that. What's the word for national? Kuni. I know that that nation is typically used as kuni, but what is the word for national? I don't realize he had bit the bullet. No, that's my girlfriend. Her name's Rumi, and she's... Game! Hi, game だよ! このゲームの名前は428 Shibuya Scramble. Sasayama cut him off. You're telling me to say Masami Nagahama? The famous actress? Chato-san, o genki desu ka? Because this right here is Masami Nagahama. Like I said, you sly old dog. Trying to make like you're dating Masami Nagahama. I'm not. I mean, I guess Rumi does kind of look like it. Sasayama allowed a huff. For real? Really think I'm gonna fall for that? There's nothing to fall for, I swear. Sasayama scowled, unconvinced. Alright, then why don't you marry her? Genki, あなたも元気ですか? Hi. 僕も元気だよ。朝早くには、たくさん英語の就職、就職、英語の家庭教師をしたりをしました。僕は英語先生です。ありがとうございます。Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was fun. Alright, then why don't you marry her? Kano stammered, but could not think of an answer. He would have happily married her already. But there were obstacles that needed to be overcome. Okay, playtime's over. Let's focus on the job. Sasayama handed back Kano's phone and turned his gaze back to Hitomi. Kano let out a quick, uneasy sigh, but his shoulders did feel looser. Maybe Sasayama had been trying to relieve a bit of the tension. Maybe he should be grateful. Sasayama-san wa kakkoi desu yo. Sasayama-san wa atama ga ii yo. He's very smart. By now, several minutes had passed since the guy with the papers had gone away. Here he told me the strain on her face, Dokomo? It appeared that the strain on her face was visible, in addition to the weight of the attaché case itself. $5,000, $10,000 bill, Dokomo. I have no idea what Dokomo... Dokomo is where else? I know that. Phone maker. Dokomo wa phone maker desu ka? そうですよ。面白いです。So it's like Samsung then. Samsung to Apple to T-Mobile. It weighed 6 kilos. Jesus Christ, her slender arms had been getting tired, so she refused to set the case down. He wasn't taking any chances with her sister's life. The kidnapping case had begun the day before at around 7 p.m. So, 昨日の昨日何時間からこのケースを始めました。ミステリー、ホラーじゃない、ミステリーゲーム。This is MPD Dispatch. Shibuya Precinct is reporting a missing person believed to be an abduction. Japanese law, the act is indirectly luring or deceiving someone into the control of a third party. This almost happened to me. I swear to fucking God, this almost happened to me in Nagasaki. Using forcible threats or violence to achieve the same result, also known as abduction. Mystery game. Subject is Maria Osawa. 19歳、学生、19歳、緑山学、OK。ちょっと待って。20歳の緑山の大学の学生です。Last seen at LL Diner near campus. I'm trying to inject as much of I can for Japanese. A man is allegedly seen forcing her into a car nearby. All officers in the vicinity report to the scene at once. Kano and Sasayama have been working a burglary case in Jingumai's Go Precinct when they got the call. LL Diner. Two arrived at LL Diner at 7:15 p.m. At roughly the same time, several other officers showed up to secure the area, blocking off entry to nearby roadways and monitoring the surrounding establishment. Inside the restaurant, レストランの中にカノさんとカヤマさんとサマヤマさん It used to be around VR popular around 2010 Forgotten Legend. I see. We're met by a girl who reported the kidnapping. It was the victim's twin sister, Tomi. Would you tell us about what Maria was when Maria was taken, starting from the very beginning? Kano says, keeping his voice low. One-san to watashi wa. We were supposed to go to a party together today. Hitomi was trembling, her voice hoarse. And I messed up the time. I showed up right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to. Maria had gone alone to the party. A mixer for locals and exchange students. Hitomi arrived late and showed up just in time to glance out through the restaurant window and see her sister getting shoved into a car. Oh no. He described the vehicle as a blue station wagon of Japanese make. Naze. Why would something like this happen to her? Hitomi held back her tears, but she was shaking all over. Did you get a good look at the kidnapper? Yes, it was a man, middle-aged. There was another eyewitness, Leland Palmer. He identified himself as a lecturer at Hitomi and Maria's school. I saw too. It's like Hitomi says. I heard Hitomi cry out, and so I went to the window to look, and the Japanese was halting as if he hadn't been in the country for very long. I can understand that, and I think that maybe the kidnapper was working alone. Leland explained that he'd seen the man shove Maria into the back seat, then clamber into the driver's seat. If he hadn't accomplished, wouldn't they have been driving? Neither Hitomi nor Leland had gone to look at the suspect's face. Kano was interviewing others who had been on the scene, looking for other potential witnesses, and his phone rang. Moshi, it was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the senior detectives. Detective no kotoba wa nan desu ka? We've set up a task force for the investigation. Get back to the station once you have a handle on the situation there. Nearly half an hour had passed between the time the kidnapping had been reported and the time the task force began operation. Roughly 150 people are working on the case in the Shibuya Precinct's conference room. The main force at work is HQ's first Special Investigation Unit. Additionally, other detective sections, a riot squad, and investigators from neighboring precincts have been assembled. When Kano and Sasayama got back to the precinct station, Kuze had already arrived from HQ. He informed them that the response team had been formed to investigate the victim's home. In a case where someone has been abducted for ransom, it is often difficult to resolve the situation without cooperating with the victim's family. But the family can also be a hindrance if making an arrest. To help guide the family's actions, response teams assembled and stationed at the victim's home, led by an investigator with the proper training. So desu ka? I don't feel a particular tension in the air. Unfamiliar NPD detectives scurried to and fro around the Shibuya office. He pulled one of them aside to get a quick update. An hour had now passed since the kidnapping. There had been one new development. The perpetrator had made a threatening call to the victim's home. He said the following. Ashita, 朝10時間8個前に Have the sister he told me bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. Hey, what are we, yo? Kashiwara from the precinct was put on the response team, along with detectives from elsewhere. Who'd received special training in abduction cases. Normally, a local precinct detective wouldn't have gone undercover in a victim's home. Kuze, however, had decided having a knowledgeable local was crucial, and had sent Kashiwara along. The detectives disguised themselves delivering people and movers to make their way inside without arousing suspicion. Arriving there at 8:30, the SWAT team had come prepared to run a trace if the kidnapper contacted the family a second time. I know what a trace is. The act of pinpointing the source of an incoming phone call. Police are not allowed to do this independently without oversight. They must go through a formalized process that includes... 疲れていますよ。もう。That includes securing the cooperation of the phone company. In the past, conducting the trace itself would take time, but nowadays, acquiring a location can be practically instantaneous. But there were no further calls. Kano-san checked his watch. はい。数国鉄だよ。これはビジュアルノベル。でも、この数国鉄を疲れそうです。疲れていますよ。It's tiring. 20 minutes have now passed. やめて！やめてください! The kidnapper had yet to appear. Crap, I think we might have spooked him. He wondered aloud. Hey, stay calm. Sasayama scanned the passing throng. He's just playing with us. Why did this guy even pick this place? Kano voiced the question he'd been thinking. He'd been asking himself since he'd heard the kidnapper's demand. Sasayama shrugged. Figure he must want to blend in with the crowd, to have the money and disappear before anyone knows he's... There would be my guess. He's still sleeping. So desu yo na. In that case, why not pick Shinjuku, Ginza? Shinjuku は危ないですよな。危ないですか? The big crowd didn't just benefit the kidnapper after all, it also allowed police to use the sea of people to conceal their own operations. Ah. 懐かしい。懐かしいですよな。I miss this view. Right now, there are 50 detectives stationed within a 50-mile radius of where he told me stood. Kidnapper would be taking a major risk. His plan was to nab the ransom money and run. That's what bothered Kano. Any criminal with half a brain would know better than to do a handoff in front of Hachiko. You're overthinking things, pal. Sayama-kun. Iie. Nandemonai janai. It's not never mind. Nandemonai is never mind. Iie. Then Kano reached into his pocket and pulled out his notepad. It was Kano's dicta. I'm sorry, what? His what? Nanda? その名前はなんだ? チンチンダイアリー? チンチンチンチン日経? チンチン日経? チンチン日経? なぜ? Rolls his eyes. That thing again. Ignoring him, flipping through the notepad. Ah, here it is. Dick. What the fuck? The more relevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. Why? Chinchinike? Why? It was a famous saying of Kyuzo Tateno. It's not even written by a man named Dick. Why is it called the Dick Diary? Why? What the fuck? Chinchiniki. I wonder what that is, that leather of that diary. Don't even give me that idea. No. Chinchiniki. Chinchiniki wa nanda? Naze? その名前は変だよ. Tateno was the kind of detective Kano aspired to be. For the current operation, he'd been placed in charge of Hitomi's personal safety. He was in a position to defend her as soon as the ransom had been handed off. Of course, Hitomi hadn't been informed how much protection she was under. There was a risk that if she acted too secure, it might alert the kidnapper. I think Tadeno has the right idea. What is that name? Why? Sayama snorted. Maybe. I mean, he's a great detective. What is this, like fucking Dick Gumshoe? Don't get me wrong. But do you know how many irrelevant things there are to consider? Again, Kano ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. Kano had faith in Tadeno as both a detective and an individual. He had first witnessed Tadeno's brilliance during a standoff at a financial company 3 years earlier. A man had shut himself in an office, sloshing gasoline everywhere and threatening to set the place ablaze. I love, by the way, that literally just got us all to go, what the fuck? While the others hesitated, Tadeno unflinchingly doused himself with gasoline and strode into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secure the scene. I'm sorry? Huh? Eh? The others had been awestruck by Tadeno's actions. He looks familiar. And Kano, who at the time had been content to be a run-of-the-mill policeman, found it quite inspiring. Still, you know, Sasayama murmured under his breath. As a great detective as Tadeno is, it's not like anyone else in the world has ever heard of him. I suppose not. So, banana! Banana ga daisuki da yo. Only time anyone has ever hears a cop's name is if he's caught up in some scandal or killed in the line of... Yeah. Or if they're in an anime or video game. I mean, doesn't really seem fair. Does it? Like, Makoto... Tate Makoto-san. Tate-san. Ryuga Kotoko no Makoto-san. Yeah, Makoto janai. Tate-san. I love Date-san. Date-san is so cool. I mean, doesn't really seem fair, does it? Kano just shrugs. It was a strange definition of unfair, really. I mean, you've got celebrity chefs, celebrity hairdressers and the like. So how come no celebrity gumshoes? You know, we do have one. His name is Dick Gumshoe. Look, please. Can you just focus on what we're doing here? Kano rubbed his eyes and turned his attention back to Hitomi. What's the matter? Didn't sleep? Not enough, I guess. Did you eat? Didn't have time. Between bringing in supplies for the base operations, readying the team's vehicle. Objection! Exactly! You understand. Take that! And what is this supposed to be? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I'm going to have to deduct a point from you. I can't function without food. A base of operations is usually set up in a large room at the precinct, such as the auditorium. MPD and precinct investigators assemble there, and communications equipment, investigation resources, and such are brought in. Because of the scale and scope of these activities, newspaper reporters can be liable to notice. And so, in cases such as a kidnapping or a victim's personal safety is at stake, the flow of information is tightly controlled. Hold it! Exactly. Photocopying hundreds of documents and various other tasks. Kano had barely slept the previous night and hadn't gotten a meal in either. What have you been doing? Slam puffed out his chest. Saving up my energy for today! So you were sleeping. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is! There he is! Kuze's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. A man in his choice wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag. No, hold on. We're looking for a middle-aged man. And emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from Hitomi and was standing and strode toward her. A sinister look on his face. He didn't match Hitomi's description, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper had hired some young street punk to snatch the ransom payment. That our guy? What do you think, Kano? Yeah, I think it's going to be. It's going to be. This was it. Swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready to act fast. Blood rushed through his legs, muscles banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Could this be the culprit? Perhaps. He's reaching! He's reaching! Shoot! Shoot! The man tried to snatch the briefcase from Hitomi, but she clung to it with desperate strength. It was him! The detectives rushed him. Whoa, hey, what the hell? The man cried out frantically and tried to dart away. The officers closed in, forcing him full bodily to the ground. Target secured. Oh, jeez, I think we got another suspect on the scene. Eek, he's taking the ransom. Kuze's hysterics made Kano spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, attaché case in hand. The mob of detectives scrambled to pursue. Before Kano could react, Most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the suspect. Let's see. What should I do with this guy, sir? Might have some connection to the kidnapper. Should I bring him in? Oh, sure. That'd be swell. I'm on it. With the help of one of the remaining detectives, Kano brought the suspect back to the Shibuya precinct. Look, how many times do I have to go through this? Cut the crap. In the interrogation room, the young man who gave his name as Achiendo. Hey, it's Achiendo-kun! Steadfastly insisted on his innocence. Why'd you try to steal that case? Kano watched Achi's face intently. Like I said, it looked heavy. Well, I was just trying to help her out. Objection! You don't fucking do that! It wasn't inconceivable that a young guy would want to help a pretty girl. Then you say something to her! Had just been standing there, hardly in a desperate need of assistance. She hadn't set the case down, so I figured there had to be something important inside. An entry from Kano's Dick Diary shot through his mind. Why is it called that? Hold on. Deca. Oh, Deca! Deca, like Deca Ranger. Deca no Nikke, Deca Nikke sono 25. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the truth. So it's Deca, like Deca Ranger. Okay, that gives me more credence. Deca Ranger, Detective Ranger. Classic advice for questioning. Something important you say, such as, how the heck would I know? He huffed and slumped back in his chair. This standard textbook back and forth had been going on for nearly an hour. Kano didn't mind chasing down criminals. Was all well and good. But questioning suspects was another key part of the job. Plenty of off-the-case work went into cracking a case. Off-the-scene work. Once again, he had Achi explain what he'd been doing starting from the beginning. Kano finally emerged from the interrogation room for a short break. He learned that there had been some progress on the case at the crime scene. Chotto matte kudasai. I'm gonna have to step away in a little bit. I need to go see my father, who's dropping by to drop off my car, so I will need to step away for a few minutes. But the police had it, すぐに、父さんをここに父さんは来ている。だからすぐにちょっと待ってください。でも今じゃないです。Not now. 今くない。What the officer hadn't been able to determine yet, however, was whether or not Maria was safe. Fighting back anxiety, Kano consulted the Dick Diary. Deca dictum. I hate its Dick dictum. Deca Diary. Haste makes waste. He felt its tension subside, remembering the right maxim always helps it. It was like casting a magic spell. Kano returned to confront Achi once more. You were there to act as a distraction to mess up the investigation. Weren't you? Huh? Achi looked a bit dumbfounded. What are you on about? Number 55. The truth hungers to be freed. You hungry? Got some katsudon if you like. Katsudon ga suki desu yo na. So a bowl of rice. Rice wa kuni desu. No, gohan. Gohan with bread with pan with breaded pork cutlet. Breaded pork cutlet. I think I know the word for that, but I can't remember it. Buta something, and tamago. There are several variations such as sauce. Nanda. It sounded like something just fell. Something big, something heavy. What the hell was that? Something blew up. Either way, something just happened outside. Let's see. Not typically the sort of thing a policeman offers a suspect. Achi nodded silently. He devoured the katsudon with gusto. He looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Oh, ちょっとその言葉飯テノはい飯テノが好きだよいい食べ物が大好きだよ Let's see. Alright, then, spill it. Food upon it. What's this guy after? Achi just shrugged. I know, he murmured. A thick of slice of egg-laden pork between his lips. Between his teeth. How many accomplices have you had? But Achi shook his head as he inhaled the food. Resignedly, Kano flipped through the book once more. 115ですか? Use the lights to your advantage. Yukari? As minutes ticked past, he found himself referring to the book again and again, trying a dozen different methods to tease out whatever the subject might be hiding. The experience began to feel strangely surreal, with two voices echoing hollowly in the interrogation room. Eventually, Kano looked at the clock and realized that the questioning had been going on for nearly 5 hours. Hey, 5時間ですか? He still hadn't made any headway. What was he supposed to do next? I don't know would know, but he sure didn't. Still, he was determined to do whatever he could to keep the victim and her family safe. Gritting his teeth in frustration, he perused the dick diary like it was scripture. 116. The monotonous questioning was clearly tiring Achi out. His eyelids drooped like they were beginning to get heavy. I would get tired after 5 hours. 117. Hit them when they're tired. Kano's eyes gleamed. You're part of some criminal gang, huh? That slumped forward heavily, nodding off, was basically the same as nodding yes, right? It's Sakuze, I did it. Finally confessed to the crime. No! No! What are you talking about? Huh? What are you talking about? We're about to apprehend the mastermind here. Huh? Kano clutched his cell phone dumbstruck. Listen, why don't you, look, just wait there at HQ, okay? No, it can't be. Bakiyaro! Bakiyaro! Hold on a second. Alright. You said it's not locked, right?父さんは来ました。すみません。俺の父さんは来ました。俺の車は帰りました。父さんは、パパ。はい、パパ。パパは痛いです。はい。俺のパパはwhat's the word? メカニックです。メカニックの日本語の言葉は何ですか？メカニック。だから、パパさんは俺の車を借りました。メカニック。はい。It depends on the context. Working on a car. Mechanic in the sense of working on a car. ちょっとメカ好き。ちょっとメカ好き。はい。パパさんは、俺のパパは頭がいいよ。素晴らしい。I rely on him a lot for car work. Oh, Zuki. 機械系。パパはメカ好きですよ。That's why my father is able to work on my cars because he knows mechanics. I don't know much about mechanics for cars. ちょっと結婚証いいえ結婚証じゃない。この車は俺の金から買いました。I bought this car with my own money. Alright, let's continue. After the kidnapping case was wrapped up, Kano tendered his resignation. Guess I'm not cut out to be a detective after all, he thought to himself. Kano-san, 大丈夫。He dropped the dick diary in his desk. I hate that it's called that. Why can't it be Detective Nikke? Dekaniki. Like Yume Nikki or Mirai Nikki. On the desk, he left Shibuya. ちょっと Motherfucker. Hold on. was a dirty gas cap. God damn it! So apparently that thing was dirty. My gas cap was apparently dirty. That's why he was giving me the check into light. On his desk, he dropped on his desk and left the Shibuya precinct for the last time. Hasoku. Bad end. So long, Shibuya. Kano wound up at a bad end. However, this does not mean that the choice you made for Kano was the wrong one. One of the other protagonists, Achiendo, has an impact on Kano's fate here. You can avoid a bad end by making proper decisions. Another character's story. For a detailed hint, check the tips. Okay, I get it. So it's not Kano-chan, it's not Achi-chan, it's Achi-kun. Aichi-kun. Aichi-kun. Aichi-kun, ikuzo. He looks like a punk. He looks like a... Oh, he might actually be a punk. Yakuza? Yakuza janai? Deep Chikubi. Aichiendo called out at the door to his father's room. Okay, I'm heading out. Sure. His father sounded unconcerned. He didn't even open the door. Sure you don't want me to stay home in the shop? Stay here in the shop? It's not like we're going to get any customers. Achi grimace. Yeah, I guess not. The drawer by the front door held a stack of heavy-duty trash bags. Achi pulled a few out of them. Guess it's gonna be that kind of day. Stuffed the trash bag into his pocket and slipped on his favorite pair of sneakers. The entryway to Achi's home was also led into the family shop. Sono mise wa nan desu ka? Various pieces of electronics were... Tenki na mise. Tenki na mise desu ka? Were piled up like so much junk in a tiny retail space. Reminds me of Akihabara. The slightest bump brought the risk of an avalanche. Achi wove his way through the gaps in the appliances. Genki, iie, genki janai, tenki, electric. Denki, yes, denki, arigato, denki na mise. Denki na mise da yo. The gaps in the appliances like a spelunker exploring a cave. From Shibuya Station, if you make your way past the 109 building, then up through Dogenzaka. Genki na mise janai, denki. Genki janai. Mo. I'm not gonna live that down for a while. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, Dogenzaka, you'll come across the old shopping district. Nestled in the outskirts is Endo Denki. In the same place it's been for decades. Within its dimly lit interior, you'll find rows of wares all caked in dust. At a glance, you might as well assume the place was closed. A mom-and-pop place like Endo's couldn't compete with the big consumer chains booming throughout Shibuya. So desu yo. That's sad. So far, No, I'm not gonna call it pathetic or pitiful. It's sad. So far, the store has remained in business thanks to the locals who appreciated that they made home calls to do repairs. But things weren't looking good for the future. Hachi, the eldest son and nominal successor of the business, had no interest whatsoever in working there. Eko. Hachi stepped out of the shop and into the sunny morning air. The good weather lifted his spirits. Alrighty, time to do this. He unfurled one of the big garbage bags, which caught the wind and fluttered like a cape. Neri, tanoshinde ne. Oyasumi nasai. Mata ne. Arigatou. Arigatou gozaimashita. Ii yume da yo. Ii yume da yo. I hope you have wonderful dreams today. Then he slowly made his way towards Shibuya Station, scanning his surroundings all the same. Sheesh, this place is filthy. Oh, he's picking up trash. He paused to pick up a plastic ball that had been tossed on the ground. Isn't there like a very big law against doing this? Like, not against picking up trash, but against, just tossing the trash on the ground? I know, I hate litter bugs, and I hated it even more in Japan. They've been picking up trash around town like this for about 6 months now. It had gone so that the sort of garbage most people would hardly know stood out to him, kind of like a sore thumb. Most days he'd fill up his trash bag to the top by the time he made it from his house in Dogenzaka to the train station. Today, he was halfway to the station when a woman's anxious voice caught his attention. I'm sorry, sumimasen! I'm in a bit of a hurry here. He looked up and saw a timid-looking woman being confronted by 2 men. One with brown hair. These look like hosts or yakuza. これはyakusamiso desu. From the look of them, he guessed that the men were scouts from a hostess club. They're either hosts or yakuza. He ran into this sort of thing pretty frequently on his trash cleaning walks around town. Another kind of trash to take care of. Hachi quickly interposed himself between the girl and the 2 recruiters. Hey, can't you see that you're bothering her? Huh? Who the hell are you? The 2 men glared. Take a hike, pal. Hachi stood his ground. Look, she ain't interested. You're just gonna have to find some other mark. The hustler's annoyance turned to open rage. Well. Listen to you. Got a bit of mouth, huh, buddy? Brown-haired thug smacked his lips around his chewing gum like a dog worrying a bone. How about we take this someplace more quiet, yeah? What this means can depend on the person speaking. To a young woman, let's go someplace more quiet might suggest a cafe or a park, but to a street punk it might mean an alley. Passerby are unlikely to be interrupted. In other words, it's fighting time. Pulls up an AK. No, not an AK. Not that. Yamero. The girl stood by uneasily, watching the things going on. Hey, take it easy. I'm not looking for trouble. Is that supposed to be an apology? On your knees and beg, pal. And it spat his gum onto the ground. Uh-oh. I can already see where this is going. And it's not going to be good. Oh boy. He looked down at the glistening wad of gum on the ground. His last shred of goodwill vanished. Oh boy. You better pick that up right now. What? Nanda? 聞こえますか？聞こえましたか？聞きましたか? I told you to get on your hands and on your knees and... Archie's hand shot out, grabbing the man by his jaw. Whoa, easy, pal. The other man's bravado drained from his face. They're like, oh shit, he can fight. Oh. Archie tightened his grip on the brown-haired hustler's jaw. Sweat dripped from the man's reddening brow. The man struggled, but Archie also just tightened his grip. Gum's a real pain in the ass to clean up after it's gone stuck to the street, you know. Ever stop to consider that? Chotto. Anamizu o temasu. Wait, are you? The other hustlers panicked, eyes fixed on Archie's chest. Ah! Oh, crap! That shirt, man! The guy's voice was starting to break. That's Mean Clean! A guy with a Mean Clean shirt. Carrying around a trash bag? That means you're... His face went pale. Mean Gleam? The other man echoed the words through his held shut jaw, tears welling up in his eyes. Get it right, pal! Archie clenched the man's jaw harder still. It's Mean Clean! We're sorry, man! You're Archie, right? Dude, we honestly had no idea. Come on, man. You gotta cut some slack. Looks like we got a fucking Shibuya legend. Kinda like, the Dragon of Dojima. This is the Mean Clean of Shibuya. The man scrambled to snatch the water gum off the street, stuffing it into his pants pocket. Finally, Archie let go of his companion. The brown-haired hustler's face was twisted up with fear, tears streaming down his cheeks. Gasping out a hasty apology, the two thugs scampered off. What the fuck did we just read? Hey, so... Shy smile came to the girl's face. What the fuck? Ryoko Takinuma, a second-year student at Midoriyama Academy. Midoriyama Daigaku's law school. Oh, she's a lawyer in training. These hustlers managed to corner her while she was on her way to a part-time job at a cafe. It's a popular plot in trashy e-novels for the main character to fall in love with a hustler like these guys. But such things rarely happen in real life. Wow. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. Thank you for saving me. I apologize. Huh? The girl stared in surprise. You run into creeps like that now and then. And hold it against us. Shibuya is a good town. Yeah, okay. She gave a quick wave, then turned and continued on his walk down Dogenzaka. Archie was Shibuya, born and raised. He was keenly aware of all the changes the ward had seen since he was a kid. Grocery stalls, and inconspicuous little side streets, tiny parks nestled between buildings. Archie knew it all like the back of his hand. God, I love that. Oh, I love this guy. He's great. This guy's great. Trash, human or otherwise, had no place in this town. Not on his watch. Kono hito wa tanoshii desu yo na. Shibuya Scramble. Archie made his way down towards Shibuya Scramble. Throngs of people shuffled to and fro across the scramble. The view shifted constantly from one moment to the next, almost as if the city itself were alive. Konobasho ga suki desu. And if the city was a living thing, then Shibuya Scramble was its heart. I always tell people a city is like a living organism. The best way to talk about a city is like it's a living organism. with streets like Bunkamura Dori and center guys serving as the arteries pumping a bloodstream made of people. Today, as ever, the heart was pumping that blood it took to every nook and cranny of Shibuya, and there was Achi, just another part of the great urban organism. Alright, Achi, don't fuck this up, because I'm one of the city's white blood cells. Or wait, maybe I'm a red blood cell? No, I'd say he's a white blood cell, considering what the fuck he just did. Bryce. Nova. Hold on. Is that right? Did I have it right the first time? Yeah, no, he's more along the first one. White blood cells eliminate pathogens from the bloodstream. Red blood cells carry oxygen through the body. The author is a Shibuya aspirant. He definitely has to be. Achi was probably thinking of white blood cells. Damn, that was kind of cool. Emerging from his reverie, he noticed a rather conspicuous young woman standing by the statue of Hachiko outside Shibuya Station. Oh, she's totally my... God damn it. That's why he... Oh, you fucking moron. You absolute moron. Baka, baka, baka. Wonder if she's a model or small-time actress or something. I could have been a model a long time ago. Looks like she's waiting for something. Probably another guy. Dang. Looking as she was, there was no way she wasn't already taken. What kind of guy scored a girl like that? Probably the rich-ass CEO of an IT company or something. Ah. Crouching down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wistfully at the girl. Then he noticed something peculiar. She was carrying an attaché case, the kind a businessman might use. It was a large case and apparently so heavy that she was struggling to hold to it despite using both hands. Now, what kind of person makes a young lady lug around something heavy like that? Yes, he's gotta dump the trash. Dump the trash. First, I gotta dump this trash. He looks around to see if it was garbage. Now Achi won't approach Hitomi, which means he will avoid being arrested by Kano. At the same time, Kano's fate will also change, and he will no longer wind up as a bad end. So let's switch back to Kano's story using the time chart at F2 to open. Okay. Oh, okay. The Girl by Hachiko. This is the time chart. It shows the protagonist's progression throughout the story. Decision points are marked with... I like that it's using street signs, by the way. That's a street sign for, like, different directions. Kano's fate has changed. Yes, select Kano at the 1030 block. So, right here? Okay, let's see what... There he is! His voice saying... Oh! The man in the black coat. He's not Japanese. He looks to be in his early 30s. Why can't he be in his early 40s? Don't say he's in his 30s. Another man has appeared instead by changing what Achi did. He's also changed Kano's story. A foreign man has emerged from the crowd, about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He made his way toward her, his expression blank. He didn't match the description Hitomi had given them. Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Yes, alright, Sasayama raised an eyebrow. This may be our guy. This was it. Well, the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready for action. Blood rushed. Yes, we've seen that. Was this the culprit, or perhaps an accomplice? He pulled the attaché case. It was him! En masse, the detectives began to close in. Let's go, Kano! Ikuzo! Sasayama and Kano leaped into action, but they never expected what happened next. The capes clutched in both arms. The man suddenly veered, running right towards them. Huh? Eh? Nanda? Kano's story has suddenly hit a keep out. Keep out refers to a point in the story where your progress is suddenly stopped. In order to advance the story keep out, you need to jump from another protagonist story at 10:30. Achi has text young man in a suit set as a red keyword. Checking these red keywords will allow you to jump from Achi's story back to Kano's. Now head back to Achi. What? Huh? Wait, what did that just say? F1? Where is the choose chapter? No, I want to see my chat log. Approach the girl. I guess I can't see the chat log. Okay. There's a garbage bin nearby. Huh? A man had come up beside the girl. She was dressed in black. He was dressed in black and wasn't Japanese. It looked like they were having a conversation. The girl nodded tensely at something the man said. Achi stared. Something tells me that's not her boyfriend. The girl handed the attaché case over to the man. He took hold of it with his right hand and began walking briskly away. Whoa! A nearby homeless man suddenly leapt over Achi. Some words in text appear in red. In red text denotes it's important keywords that let you jump between different protagonist stories. This allows you to shift between characters at a specific point. These can allow you to clear out a keep out in another character's story and let you read on. If you come across red text, press tab. Okay. To another point. Okay, I get it. First, Yuji Sasai. Oh, God damn it. By jumping from story, the main. Hold on a sec. Okay. We're going to jump from this screen. You can advance another protagonist story past the keep out. Okay. Press the space to confirm and jump over to Kano's story. Let's go, Kano! Ikuzo! To jump, to get into another clear out, jump from red keywords to clear keep out. Keep in mind that as you can advance with the story. Okay, there won't be any more tutorial messages for a while. If you get stuck somewhere, try changing protagonists or making different story decisions to advance. Let's see. Okay. You can now use time flow chart. The main menu, you can access gameplay. Yes. Where is the chat log? Sasayama and Kano left in action. Okay. I have the two detectives. The suspect staggered to a halt, then bolted off in a new direction. Kano whipped off his costume glasses and followed in hot pursuit. The crosswalk signal changed red. Then the flow of foot traffic abruptly halted. Just as quickly, hundreds of cars all lurched back into motion. There was no escape for the culprit now, so it appeared. The converging cops slowed their pace, confident the man was cornered. Then the foreigner barreled straight into the intersection, dodging between the oncoming cars without any hesitation. The mob of detectives came to a halt, not eager to rush to their deaths along with him. Kano, however, remained in hot pursuit, charging into the traffic at the crossing. Kano, are you crazy? Come back! Kano heard Sasayama shouting, but his feet kept carrying him onward. With shouts and sirens echoing all around him, Kano closed in on the foreigner. Just a little closer, and he'd be tackling range. He leaned forward, preparing to pounce, his eyes fixed on the culprit's feet. It was now or never! Kano, back off! Don't take him down! Huh? Who's it? Had he really just been ordered not to apprehend the criminal? Let him go. The real Perp is somewhere else. Perp is the Japanese jargon, is police jargon for perpetrator. Here, Kuze is referring to the fact that the principal offender, in this case, must be elsewhere. What had happened to the plan? He'd been told that all personnel were to secure the area ASAP. Didn't HQ want them to catch the perpetrator? Arrest team on the foreigner's... Arrest team, stay on the foreigner's tail. Forensics team, get busy cross-referencing photos. So arrest team is another group and forensics team is another group. Even if this foreigner was only an underling hired in this one task, the police had now tipped their hand that they'd been lying in wait. If they didn't lock things down now and get more info on the kidnapper, the girl's life might be at stake. Kano recalled another maxim from the Dick Diary. Always assume a worst-case scenario. Kuze had told him to let this guy go. That implied he was counting on the team that was now in position. But if the crook had planned a way to break through the police dragnet and escape with the ransom, and he escaped, what was the right call here? Could he take down this guy now or back off after all? He had to catch this guy ASAP. Is there a way to save? No, there is not. I'm gonna let the officers chase the guy. Okay. Kano had his own job to do. Kano's instructions. Let's see. 1 second. Just need to stretch my back. Okay. Kano's instructions have been clear. Let the other officers chase after the guy. Kano had his own job to do. He broke off his pursuit, pointing the next wave of detectives in the direction the foreigner had fled. Close enough to get a good look at the guy's face, but if Kuze had ordered him to let the guy go, well, his boss should know what he was doing. The perp was someone else's problem now. He had just ceased his pursuit when Kuze's panicked voice sounded shrill in his ear. Someone's taken Hitomi! Kano recognized Kuze's trademark squawking immediately. Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun, sling in the direction of Meiji Dori. What? Kano could hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped? Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off her. Something's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Kano hurried to search for the man who'd taken Hitomi. When he was heading down Meiji Dori, there was a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleys nearby. After darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man, another foreigner, crossing an intersection a few dozen meters ahead. The man was dressed in black, just like the man who grabbed the ransom money. Kuze's right, the kidnapper wasn't acting alone. But wait, something was amiss. Hitomi wasn't with him. Where was she? Kano skidded around the corner, then stopped short. The man in black was standing there, pointing a gun at him Before Kano could react, the man fired. Felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. All except for his cheeks, pressed against the asphalt, and the palms of his hands, they felt so cold. There was nothing he could do. Nothing, that is, except lie there and watch as his killer turned and walked away. Damn. Can I go back here? I cannot go back there. I guess we have to. After we finish this chapter, I'm going to wrap up. How do I... Hold up. F2. To follow or not. There we go. After we finish this chapter, so I guess... I mean, we've done the second one, so we don't really have a choice. I think the purpose escape now is too big of a risk. You had to catch the guy ASAP. The man darted toward the narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprinted through the side streets. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well. Someone's taking Hitomi! What? Okay. But why? Yes, we've already seen this. Kama saw the road forked up ahead. The man with the attaché case ran to the left. The man who had taken Hitomi was heading toward Meijidori. There was a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways off to the right. Make a snap judgment. Kano told the detectives behind him to follow the case snatcher, then turned and headed down the nearest alley. Darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man, another foreigner, crossing an intersection a few dozen meters away. Yes. So there's no good ending here. I feel like... No, there is definitely something we can do. Alright. Tab. By trying to find the man who had taken Hitomi, Kamo ran into a different criminal, but unfortunately for him, he got shot. If the criminal hadn't been able to get near Hitomi, yes, we know exactly who to go for this. Achi. Let's go from the jump. So let's see if we can continue past the jump. We can! Then, seemingly from everywhere, a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of other guys burst onto the scene. First one. Then another. A third, a fourth, a fifth. Over a dozen now. What the heck? Clearly something big was going down. Were they after the attaché case? At the moment, Achi lost sight of them all, through the crowd. That many people chasing him, the guy with the case was sure to get caught. But wait, what about that girl? Achi turned back around and saw the girl still there. She was staring in the direction that the man who'd taken the case had gone, a worried expression on her face. Couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Maybe you should talk to her and ask what is going on. No, we are not fucking just letting the guy walk up. Jesus fuck. Let's see. Okay. Achi couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Maybe he should talk to her and ask what was going on. But just as he was making up his mind, a middle-aged man in a ratty business suit shuffled awkwardly over to her first. Was there something wrong with one of his legs? He was using a cane to walk. Then one of his hands slipped into his jacket pocket. Achi could scarcely believe his eyes. A revolver. With a single fluid motion, the man lifted the gun and pointed it in the girl's direction. He was aiming right for her head. Huh? The girl had noticed the man with the cane. Seeing the gun pointed right at her, she froze in fear. Achi didn't hesitate. Attaboy! Breaking into a full run, he tackled the gunman with all his might. Caught off guard, the man sprawled to the pavement. But the would-be assassin kept hold of his weapon and quickly scrambled back to his feet. Achi knew he had to act fast. He grabbed the ashen-faced girl by the arm. Ah! This way, he shouted. She just stared at him, uncomprehending, trembling like a startled animal. Come on, run! Finally, the girl snapped out of her daze and gave a fearful nod. The police box is a good idea. Police box, let's go! Still pulling the girl by hand, Achi headed to the police box outside the train station. But it was empty! There were always policemen staffing these things. Why did it have to be unmanned now? Flash a worried glance behind him and saw that the assassin pursued like a man possessed. Yikes, this is not good. There was nothing he could do but run. With the frightened girl in tow, Achi... Oh, I know the Yamanote line. Ran beneath the JR Yamanote railway overpass. Don't worry, just trust me, he told her. But first... They sped past a convenience store where an employee was cleaning up the sidewalk. Here, take this, will ya? Achi tossed the bag. Trash. Huh? Wait, huh? This way! Okay. There we go. This way. They slipped through the crowd and into a nearby back alley, but this way's a dead end. The girl said breathlessly, like I said, just trust me. Stopping abruptly, Achi kicked down a wooden plank covering a gap between the two buildings, clearing a space that a person could fit through. See, we can get through here. We can get away through here. In you go. But the girl just stood there, looking terrified. What's the matter? Come on, we gotta hurry. But she looked at him as if he too was about to pull a gun on her. He could hardly blame her. After all, he was just some random guy who had turned up out of nowhere. But this was no time for dawdling. The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alley. If they just stood there, he was going to catch them. Okay, sweetheart, hear me out, he said. My name's Achi Endo. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm not the kind of to stand idly by when a girl is being chased by some killer. Please, just trust me, and I'll do my best to keep you safe. He hoped the look in his eyes could convince her that he was being on the level. After a painfully long moment, the girl nodded her acceptance. Right. Let's start with this. They paused beside an enormous stack of beverage crates. With a quick shove, Achi knocked the whole pile down, sending it cascading across the pursuer's path. Now that was a close call. The man with the cane was floundering, struggling to get past the fallen crates. My bad, man. Aren't cleaning it up for me? The man scowled back at them and fumbled for his gun. Achi flashed him a wave goodbye, then slipped away between the buildings with the girl. Hell yeah! Holy shit, that was good! And I can't believe I made the right choice. Hurrying down a narrow alleyway, they emerged onto a side street lined with dive bars and clubs. Assuming the man with the cane hadn't given up, he would probably lie in wait on the path back to the main road. Achi decided their best bet was to try to stay inconspicuous rather than risk getting caught on the move. Guess we can lie low here for a bit, he said. He led the girl to the center of a tiny old hostess club. She followed him reluctantly. God, that was good! Do I really not have a chat log? I want to see the chat log. No, stop telling me that. ZCX, nope. Oh, what was that? Oh, it's the best brightness. What's F1? Wait. Trolls. Escape, time chart. F1, main menu, hide text. Show summary. Oh, we can. Okay. Cool. Finally, I figured it out. Text log. Tiny. Followed him reluctantly. Thought so. And she flicked the switch inside front door, and the chintzy chandelier glowed to life. He sat the girl down on the small sofa beside the counter. She gave him a worried look. She felt a pang of embarrassment as he realized that what she must be thinking. Oh, no, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not gonna try any funny business. Someone I know used to run this place. It's not in business anymore, so I figured we're safe here. The girl chuckled at his evident discomfort. Alright then. So, we good? We're good. Okay, well, good. Hachi made a vague attempt at straightening his disheveled clothes. Good boy! So how about some introductions? I'm Achi Endo, like I said earlier. You can call me Achi. I'm Hitomi Osawa. You can call me Hitomi, I guess. With each new word out of Hitomi's mouth, Hachi felt his heart sing. She was charming. Just about everything about her was captivating. Hachi had never met another girl like her. Hachi, something the matter? We were spacing out there for a bit. Hachi shook his head to dispel his face. And this is no time to get all starry-eyed. You need to think of some way to keep her safe from the guy who was after her. Look, can you tell me what the heck is going on? Please. I need to know if I'm gonna help. I need to know if I'm gonna help you. Right. Okay. I'm not really sure where to begin. Let me look down, lost in thought. Apparently hers was a long story. Alright, she said at last. I guess I'll just start explaining things as they happened. Wait, hold up. Could you keep it as simple as you can? I mean, I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed. Complicated explanations aren't exactly my strong suit. Okay. I'll try my best. This is a good man. This man is... he's good because he's making her loosen up and relax. Like... he's making her relax, and that's what matters the most. Let's see, she got comfortable and started her story. So last night, somebody abducted my sister. The kidnapper demanded that I make the ransom handoff personally. He told me to stand by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock in the morning. To the exchange... 10 o'clock in the morning to make the exchange. Whoa! So I did. And this man came by and took the case with the money, and afterwards, that other guy with the cane turned up, pointed his gun at me, and... Oh, I'm sorry, hold up a second. Suddenly lost the thread of the conversation. Thank you for telling me that. But like simpler, huh? Sure. I'm just having trouble following is all. I mean, is this the plot of some movie or soap opera? No, that's not some kind of hidden camera show. This is real. This really happened. Okay, hold on. The look in Hitomi's eyes was dead serious. She's gotta be telling the truth. What would be the point of lying? Had he had seen the attaché case and the gunman himself. How much was the ransom, if you don't mind me asking? Hitomi hesitated. 50 million yen, he said after a moment. Hachi gave a whistle of amazement. Detectives told me that was a typical amount for a kidnapper to ask for. It's plenty, that's for sure. I guess there's good money, that sort of thing. Hey! As soon as the words left, he realized his blunder. Come in! Come in! Come in! Come in! I shouldn't have put it that way. I'm an idiot. But okay. I think I get this kidnapping thing. I'm guessing those guys who chased the guy who took the ransom were undercover cops. He replayed the scene in his head. But then, kidnapper took the case and ran, right? So if you were empty-handed, why'd that guy with the cane come after you? I'm honestly not sure. Hitomi's words trailed off. This was clearly difficult for her to talk about. Anyway, we should probably get you to the police as soon as we... No! We can't do that! Hitomi's tone was resolute. We can't take this to the police. Why not? It's probably what the guy told her. Hachi waited for an answer, but none came. After a long and awkward silence, she stood up from her seat. I really appreciate the help. I should go now. Gave Hachi a deep bow. Hold on. What do you mean, go? Go where? He hurried to intervene as she headed for the door. I don't want to cause you any more trouble. I'll figure out the rest on my own somehow. Hey, I said hold on. Hitomi ignored him and opened the door, and their argument came to an abrupt halt. Standing there was the man with the cane, his revolver in his hand. But this isn't the same man. To be continued. Hachi Endo's 10 o'clock story ends here. However, Shinya Kano still has more to do. Read along further in Kano's story. Alright. I think we're going to start wrapping it up for today. Tomorrow, it's back to studying Japanese. Because I've got my lessons, we're not going to be able to do, like, long period streaks. Who is live right now? Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Oh, we're gonna raid into Lucy Yucky because she's playing a game that I just finished not that long ago. Let's see, Lucy Yucky. Where's your name? Yes. Lucy Yucky. I will be back tomorrow to continue the Japanese studies. Mata ne, minasan! Bye bye!